Okay, so we will start now. Good morning, all, and we'll continue our yesterday's talk. That is the transformation, 2D transformation. Okay, so now the basic thing that we have seen is till now, which are the basic transformations that the CG, that the graphics library give us, and which are the things that we can perform on any object in program. Okay, and we have seen three things, that is translation is there, then scaling, and then rotation. And very basic one concept that we have seen is how we can perform it with endpoints or with the coordinates that is given to you or that you want to take, and you can perform respective things on that pixel. Okay, so now based on that thing that we have seen, that okay, what we can do is we can go one by one individually, we can perform our translation or our rotation, our different operations on that pixels. Or one thing what we can do is to make it an like efficient thing, to like make it a very faster, like to increase its execution speed. We have seen that what we can do is we can simply calculate multiple things in a single go. Okay, so multiple things, that is multiple transformation, multiple operations, if you are able to perform it in a single go, then but obviously you can do it parallelly and you'd be getting very good result. Okay, so now based on that we have seen one topic, that is, and then we have added one thing, that is the homogeneous coordinate. Okay, to calculate this thing in the terms of matrix multiplication. Okay, and then we have seen one concept, that is multiple translation, how we can perform multiple translations in a single go. Okay, and then we have seen one example where one pixel was given to us, and then we had to perform two translations on that pixel, and after translation what we can get. So basically we have derived one equation for multiple translations, and then similarly we have seen one example at how it can be done. Okay, so now similar thing is there for the rotation. Okay, same thing, same concept you have to follow, same thing you have to perform over here, and then you try to get the multiple things in a single go. So now this topic is for the multiple rotation, and also I will try to like create like clear the confusion that was in the yesterday's talk, to that how you can perform or how you can perform rotation on an arbitrary point. Okay, if it is not at the origin. So we'll see this thing also once we are clear with this thing, that is multiple rotation and multiple scaling. Okay, so now same thing we is to be applied over here. Same thing we to see over here is two successive rotation are performed as given over here. Okay, simple thing is that we have our final point, you can say, our required thing we are calculating out of the given pixel. Okay, out of the given coordinate, and then you need to apply two successive rotations at this stage and at this stage. Okay, and once you can do this thing, it says that you have to go from right to left. You first of all have to multiply this pixel with the first rotation vector that is given to you, and then whole thing is to be multiplied with the second thing. Okay, so now we'll try to derive a simple equation for multiple rotations. Okay, and then we want something that we can directly take, and then we can use it in our example. So that is the basic aim, and that is what it says, that p dash equal to, but obviously now we have two rotations. First rotation says that theta 1 is our required thing. Okay, this could be anything. Another thing is theta 2. So based on the equations that we have seen yesterday, we will write it over here and we'll put it in this equation. Okay, so as we did in the yesterday's lecture, that to perform the multiple translation we have multiplied both of this thing if it is the case of two successive things. Okay, so now simple multiplication will give us this thing, that is the operation we'll perform. Okay, the basic thing is same thing is written over here. Based on this and this thing, we just need to multiply each other. Okay, so based on that you'd be getting this thing. So suppose you are doing, what you will do is like cos theta 1 will be multiplied with cos theta 2, and you just have to write it over here, and then you have to add with the other things that you have. Okay, so another thing that you have is this thing, that is sine theta 1 will be multiplied with sine theta 2, but obviously our sign is minus, so we'll put minus over here. And another thing that we have is 0, so but obviously 0 will be removed. So simply we have two things, that is cos theta 2 cos theta 1 minus sin theta 2 sin theta 1. Similar thing is to be followed for this particular thing, and we have to multiply it with the very first thing that we have. Okay, so now like this kind of operation is to be performed, and this is nothing but a simple like multiplication operation, and based on that you'd be getting whole of this thing. Okay, And once you get all of this thing, you have to like simplify it. Okay, based on the trigonometric function, you have this cos a plus b, that would be giving you the expanded form would be, it can be given in this form. Okay, so now we'll again like shrink it and put it in its base form, that is cos a plus b, that is cos theta plus theta 1 plus theta 2. Similarly, for this thing we can similarly write it in this manner, that is minus sine theta 1 plus theta 2. Okay, similar thing, this equation can be written in this form. Okay, to keep it simple, to like reduce the number of calculations. Okay, and the whole thing is written as it is over here, that is 0 0 1 0 0 1. This is nothing but our homogeneous coordinates into the pixel that will be given to us. So now we have this thing with us whenever we consider two rotations. Okay, but obviously you can like expand it further for your use, and similarly you have to put multiple thetas over there in this case, if this is the case. Okay, and then yeah, that is what it says. So now here p dash and p are column vector of final, but obviously p dash is our final calculated point, that is the resultant coordinate that we got out of the calculation, and then p is the initial point that we can have at any stage. So this concept can be extended for any number of successive rotations. Okay, so that should be clear to you now. Okay, if you need to perform, if you want to perform this thing, okay, multiple successive things on a single point or on multiple points, you just need to put it in this equation. Okay, don't get confused, kuch nahi kiya, we just have multiplied it and then we have taken its base form. Okay, and then there is one example that will show us this simple thing. Okay, so now what it says, our example is that obtain the final coordinate after two rotations on a point P, that is 6 9, that is the pixel is given to us with rotations angle also being given to us, that is 30 degree and 60 degree. So now everything we just have, we just need to put it in the equation just now that we have derived, and we try to find the P dash. Okay, so that is what it says. We have this equation with us, that is cos theta 1 plus cos, is cos theta 1 plus theta 2. Similarly, minus sine theta 1 plus theta 2. So whatever angles that are given to us, so in this case it says that you have to perform two successive rotation operation on a single point, and we will represent this thing again, that is 6 9 in the column vector form, and we'll put it over here. So but obviously our first angle that is given is 30 degree, and another second one is 60 degree, that is theta 2, and we need to multiply add over here. Okay, similar thing is over here and over here, and another thing will remain same. Okay, so based on that, first of all you add this thing, that is 60 70 80, okay, 90, and based on that you just have to take the value. So similarly you have to go in this manner only. You first of all need to get the like base form, okay, and then only you can perform the degree angle. Okay, so suppose it is cos 90, cos 80, or whatever thing you are getting out of the example, you have to just put it over here and you try to get the value of that respective things. Okay, similarly into pixel, the pixel value is 6 9 in our case. With the homogeneous coordinate we'll be getting 6 9 1 in the column vector form. Okay, now this thing should be clear to you, okay, how to perform this column row multiplication and how we can get this particular thing. Okay, kuch nahi hai, you just need to multiply this thing with this row. Okay, so you would be getting this thing, that is minus 9 in the first thing, in the first row, and then 6 and then 1. Okay, so that is what you have to perform, and that is what you get out of the final calculation. Okay, at this stage if you are having any doubt, then you can ask me that this is not getting clear, or these are the things that we are not getting. You just have to simply take the things that are given in the question and you have to put it in the equation, nothing else, no other logic you have to apply by your own. Okay, if there is anything, then I will tell you that okay, over here you have to put some logic, else these are the things that you can always calculate out of the given equations. Okay, so now if this is the case, if these are the things that are given to you in the examination, multiple rotation, multiple translation, then you just need to take the base equation that is over here in our PPT, and you just try to put the values in the example. Okay, similarly now we have one more thing, that is multiple scaling. Okay, now we'll go in this same manner. Again we have two successive things to be performed, that is scaling factor 1, that can be denoted with sx1 sy1, similarly sx2 sy2. Okay, and we need to perform it on a pixel. So basic thing is given over here, go in this manner and try to do it if you are not able to do it in a single go. But obviously we are going to derive one equation so that we can get it in our hand that okay, these are the things to perform in a single go. If you are considering multiple scaling, again the same thing is written over here. Okay, the very base form that we were having, that we have seen in the last lecture, that is sx1 0 0 0 sy1. Okay, in this case. Similarly, for another thing, if it is for successive scaling thing, then you have to take that thing over here in the matrix form. Okay, that is what it says. And then you just have to multiply both of this thing. Okay, as you can say, this thing is getting multiplied with this thing, so it would be giving us sx1 sx2. Okay, similar thing is to be followed for this point, for this column, and that would be giving you the remaining thing. Okay, so that is to be followed for each and everything. Okay, because we have three zeros over here, we have this zero, that's why we are getting zero value over here, because we are multiplying zero with sy1. Okay, so that you'll be getting zero value over here. देखो एक बार क्या होगा ना, many times it happens that whenever you perform it manually in your notebook or something, shouldn't get confused in this matrix multiplication thing. It is not like that, okay, these things will be very clear to you. It happens. So you try to do it, you try to perform it in your notebook, and once you get all of this thing, like, then you can go ahead. Okay, so based on that, you are getting one generalized equation, that is this thing, that is sx1 into sx2 0 0, similarly 0 sy1 sy2 0 0 0 1, and you just have to multiply it with your pixel. Okay, same thing goes for multiple scaling also. Whatever things are given to you, you just need to perform, you just need to apply, and you can do it in a single go. Okay, p dash and p are our column vector of final and initial point that we already know, and it can be extended for any number of successive scaling. So whatever things you be given with, you just need to take this thing and then go ahead with your example. Okay, so now multiple scaling example is given over here. Obtain the final coordinate after two scaling on line PQ. Now see over here, we have two endpoints that is given to us. That is, first thing is 2 2 and then 8 8. Okay, and we need to perform two scaling factor. Okay, two successive scaling on this endpoints. Okay, so now based on that thing, we have this equation. I will just check quickly that my mic is working. Okay. Okay, so try to understand this thing. This thing are very simple, so we'll go fast, because multiplication and all thing, yeah, like it is very clear to you, so we can simply see this thing in this way. Okay, so this is the equation that is that just now we have derived, and that says that sx1 into x2 sx2, similarly sy1 into sy2, based on the multiple translations. Okay, so now the factors are already given to us, that is 2 2 and 3 3. That becomes our sx1, similarly sy1, and similarly this will become our sx2 and sy2. Okay, so that is what it says. If we have this thing, then we just need to multiply. Okay, so sx1 into sx2 over here, that is 2 into 3, similarly 2 into 3 over here, and you have to keep everything as it is, and then but obviously into the pixels. Okay, now in our case we have 2 2 and 8 8 that is given to us, so you have to put it in the column vector form, so that will become 2 2, and likewise we have to take our remaining homogeneous coordinate. So it is given over here. Okay, 2 2 1 and 8 8 1, and based on the scaling factor, two scaling factors, we have just multiplied and we have put it in this matrix form. Okay, so it would be giving us 6 6 over here, and then the remaining homogeneous coordinate. Okay, start doing this thing by multiplying it with the row, very first row that you are having, that is 6 0 0, and you'd be getting 12 value at this point. Okay, similar calculation is to be done for the other things as well, so you'd be getting this 48 48 1. Okay, similarly 12 12 1. Okay, and that is what it says. Once you get this thing out of the multiplication operation, you are getting the final coordinates. So in our case, it is nothing but 12 12 48 48 out after scaling it. Okay, so now you can see this thing, that okay, now our parameters are getting more, or you're just simply increase that thing. Okay, based on the scaling operation. So now this thing should be very clear to you, that whatever we are doing and how it will look after the operation or after the required thing. Okay, so you'd be having one confusion. Okay, sir, if one question is given to us and and what if we don't plot it in the graph or in the notebook. So basic thing is that I will try to like modify that question. So if I want that thing in that particular example, then I will explicitly write it in the question itself. Okay, so whatever things will be given to you, you just have to do that thing only. Okay, else if it is not given and if you are not doing it, then it is fine. Okay, in CG similarly you have to do this thing if it is for multiple parameters, multiple scaling factors. Okay, so that is for the multiple scaling. Okay, translation, scaling, and rotation. That is how you can perform it. And then these are the two things that we got out of the calculation. That is P dash and Q dash. Okay, fine. So now general pivot point rotation. So that was the query. Okay, in the yesterday's talk. So we'll say it in detail now. Okay, so now what it says is that for rotating object about an arbitrary point called pivot point, we need to apply the following sequence of transformation. Okay, so if it is like if you want to perform rotation operation on an arbitrary point about an arbitrary point, then you have to go in this sequence only. Okay, so it is very like given very beautifully over here. That is first thing that you need to do is to translate the object so that the pivot point coincides with the coordinate origin. So what it says is you have to take that object out of that given location and you have to put it in your with your origin. Okay, you have to coincide it with your origin. So it will look like this. Take it out of that location and you put it over here. That you can perform it with the help of translation operation. Okay, that is what we do in translation. Second thing is rotate the object. Because our operation over here is rotate the object about the coordinate origin. As I told you yesterday in the yesterday's talk, that you need to perform the operation on the origin and then again you have to take it back to the original location. So now that is the arbitrary point. So rotate the object about the coordinate origin with specified angle. So whatever thing it is given to you, you just need to apply that thing and you just perform the rotation. Okay, once you do this thing, so as you can see in the example, once you do this thing, what it says is then translate the object. So what you have to do is you have to again take it back to the original thing that was given to you in the question or that you want to do, and then translate the object so that pivot point is returned to its original position. Okay, so in short what you need to do is you just have to perform the inverse operation of the step one. Okay, so inverse operation, if I say as per the yesterday's lecture, yesterday's talk, what you need to do is for translation you just have to take the minus sign. Okay, so I will show you one example. I will show you some simple calculations. By that you get an idea that okay, this is how we can perform it about an arbitrary point. Okay, so take it back to the original position. Okay, after rotation, because rotation is our ultimate goal. Fine. So now to do this thing, we'll try to get some simple equations so that we can perform it in an easy manner, easier way. So now let's find the matrix equation for this. Okay, so here translation operation is given by some factor, by some value. Similarly, then you need to perform the rotation operation. Okay, and the third stage says that we have to simply take the inverse of it. So inverse, that means translate whatever things you are translating, you have to again take it back to the original position. Okay, so that you can achieve with the help of the inverse operation. Okay, and as we have seen in the that slide, you just have to give the negative sign, so that would take you to the original thing, back to the original thing. Okay, so now based on this thing, what it says is like we have to generalize this thing and try to multiply this thing with each other so that we get an idea. Okay, so now over here, but obviously for the translation we have this matrix that is already with us. अभी ये मत पूछना कि सर ये कहाँ से आ गया. This is nothing, this is just the translation matrix that we have taken. Similarly for rotation also we have this thing. Okay, that is cos sine 0. Similarly minus sine cos 0. I'm like explaining you in the column vector form. So minus sine cos theta 0, similarly 0 0 1, and then the inverse of the translation operation that we have performed. So over here we'll be taking the minus sign. Okay, and then we'll like multiply this matrix with each other and try to generalize it. Okay, so that we get a simple thing in our hand. Okay, कुछ नहीं किया है. First of all, you can start from this point to this point and you try to multiply it with each other. Okay, Once you get the resultant thing, you again multiply it with the next thing that you have. Okay, so that is what you can do it in your notebook, and once you do all of this operation, you'll be getting this resultant matrix. So that is what you have to keep in your hand, keep it in your mind while performing the rotation operation about an arbitrary point. And then you just have to multiply it with the pixel that is given or the coordinate that you want to rotate. So that is what it says, and you can consider, you can remember this thing in your for your simple understanding. Okay, so now one thing for the triple ID, we don't have that kind of thing, that is open book examination, because till now we have seen so many equations, so many things, so many algorithms. So you might be getting the question that, sir, it would be an open book thing so that we can carry this equation with us, but it is not possible because we don't have any such rule in BTech and in triple ID. Okay, if it is this thing comes in the MTech, then you'll be getting that thing, open book thing. Okay, so don't consider that thing, else for the test and all, whatever thing comes from the director will simply follow it. Okay, not a problem. Fine. So now over here, now we have this equation out of the given things. Okay, simple, कुछ नहीं किया है, कोई logic नहीं है, simply we have multiplied it, and then we have simply we have just uh, taken out a common thing, okay, to get 1 minus cos theta and y 1 minus cos theta. Okay, so now over here we have this thing now, okay, about an arbitrary point. So now similar thing is given over here, that is p dash and p are our column vector of final and initial point, and one more thing over here are the coordinates of the pivot point. Okay, so now yesterday I was asking that, okay, what if the arbitrary point is given or some point is given and we want to perform that operation on that point, and how we can put it in our matrix. So that is what it says, we have to do it in this manner. Okay, so similar thing is given over here, one example we'll see, so that you get an idea that, okay, how we can perform it on an actual thing. Okay, so over here one triangle is given to us, that is triangle ABC with three things, three parameters, that is A, B, and C. We need to find A dash, B dash, C dash out of it after its rotation by 90 degrees clockwise about the centroid. Okay, so now a very generalized thing is given to you. So now some sort of logic is to be applied on this example so that you can get the new position of a triangle. Okay, fine. So we'll see this thing about the centroid is written over here. It is not about the origin or something, so you need to make it clear. Okay, so what it says is pivot point is the centroid of the triangle. So based on the given things, okay, you just try to find the coordinates. Okay, that is where you want to perform your rotation operation. Okay, so now here first thing is given, that is XR. So it can be calculated in this manner, that is 5 plus 8 plus 8 over here. You gotta take the average of both of all these three things, because we are considering centroid, and then equal to 7. This is the value that you'd be getting out of the simple calculation, and similar thing is to be followed for YR. Okay, once you have XR and once you have YR with you, what you need to do is you just need to apply, you just have to take the equation and you have to put it in this way. Okay, yeah, one more thing that I wanted to tell you, if the rotation direction is not given to you, if this clockwise anti-clockwise is not given to you, then you can take anything you want. Okay, so that is fine. And what it says, as the rotation is clockwise, we will take theta equal to minus 90. Okay, because it is clockwise direction. Okay, similarly the thing that we have just now derived, so you have to put your values over here and put it in the matrix form so that you can calculate it in a simple way. Okay, fine. So but obviously our value over here is minus 90, so you have to put minus 90 in the theta, and then whole of this thing is to be written in this manner. Okay, so देखो, see, this thing is to be solved. ऐसा क्या है, if you are not getting an idea that, okay sir, एक बार नहीं पता चल रहा है and all, so what you can do is you can just simply take this example, put this thing in your notebook and go with a very simple flow. Whatever things you have, just you take it, put it in your theta form and try to calculate the values with your calculator, and whatever things you have, matrix multiplication is simple, so that is the last step that you can perform. Okay, so over here what it says is The very first value out of the cos minus 90 degree is 0. Okay, that, that is what you are getting. Similarly, this thing is giving you one value. Again, the whole thing that you are getting out of this, that is 1 minus 0, but obviously cos minus 90 value would be 0 in our case, and then there will be sine minus 90. Okay, so that will be giving you one value. Okay, and that is what you will do. You have to multiply it with 5 because 5 is nothing but our, yeah, this y r value that is given over here. Okay, so that is what you can do. And similarly, in a similar fashion, you have to go ahead and you have to perform this calculations. Okay, and that is to be multiplied with all of the points that are given to you, and then try to simplify it further. And once you get this base form, and then only go ahead and try to multiply each and everything, okay, correctly. Don't make mistake in examination. Also take your time and then perform it, because likewise, based on your time, the difficulty will be like in that manner only. Okay, and multiply it in this manner, or multiplying it in this manner would be giving you the answer. Okay, 541 is there. Similarly, we have 831 and 881. Okay, so that would be giving you this answer. Okay, 4 plus, that is first of all, first thing will be like multiplied with this thing. Okay, column and row. Similarly, 0 would be your first thing, 0 plus 4, and then you have one more thing, that is 1 multiplied by 2, so you'll be getting 2 over here. So you have by 6 value that you can put it in the matrix. Similar things will follow for other things as well. Okay, and this will be clear to you now, and this is the resultant thing that you are getting after the rotation. Okay, so final coordinates after rotation are this A, B, and C. Okay, if it is written in the question that you have to plot it, then you plot it. Else if it is not written, then it is fine. Okay, you'll be getting full marks if you are getting all of this thing correct. Okay, fine. So now generalize fixed point scaling. Okay, now what is this thing? Okay, so now for scaling object with position of one point called fixed point will remain same. No need, we need to apply the following sequence of transformation. So what we are trying to achieve is given over here. So you can simply like listen, or you can simply say this thing. So we have an object and we need to perform some scaling operation on it. What it says to achieve this thing, what it says is like what we want to do is we don't want to reposition it. Okay, and we want to perform some scaling operation, and again we want to put it on its original position. First thing that we can do is translate the object so that fixed point coincides with the coordinate origin. We have to take it out of that location and you have to put it in the origin. Okay, whatever thing you want to perform, scaling it up or scaling it down, do it, and then with respect to coordinate origin with the specified scale factors, you just translate the whole thing back to its original point. Okay, so that fixed point is returned to its original position, but obviously this you can achieve with the help of inverse operation. Okay, so these are the things that you can do in scaling. Okay, but obviously now yeah, but obviously we'll be doing this thing as it says, stepwise operation. Step one is to perform the translation operation with the factor, with the thing that is given to you, that are given to you. Similarly, scaling operation is to be applied, and then inverse of all of these things so that it can be again shifted to its original position. Okay, fine. So now you just need to multiply all of this thing with the pixel as it is in the PPT. See, these things are getting repeated, but just try to understand this thing. Okay, even if it is like boring to you, or even if you are saying that okay, so this is easy one, easier one, and you know this thing, then to just listen to it, and then we have one example and try to understand it. Okay, so over here scaling matrix, sorry, translation matrix is the very first thing that we need to take, and then the scaling matrix as we have seen in the previous slides, and then putting it back into the inverse translation matrix. Okay, and then putting it back and multiplying each and everything with each other, and you'd be getting this generalized equation. You just remember this thing, because there is no such derivation over here that we need to apply or substitute something, or some steps are required. This is just a multiplication operation that you are performing out of the given matrix, and you are getting this generalized form. So even if you don't like want to go in detail with this multiplication operations, you can just keep this thing in your mind. Okay, because over here we are not putting any kind of logic, we are just simply multiplying it. Okay, so based on that thing, Okay, so but obviously now we have these factors. Okay, this coordinate that is denoted as this, that is xf, and yf, that is the fixed point we wanted to perform our scaling operation. Okay, so that will be given to us, or if it is not given, try to put your logic and then try to get this fixed point where we want to perform a scaling operation. Okay, similarly are the coordinates of fixed point, as I say. Okay, and then here is one example. Okay, so now what it says is consider square with left bottom corner at 2 2. Again the same example we are taking. So and right top corner at 6 6. Okay, apply the transformations which makes it size half. So but obviously by this you get an idea that okay, we need to perform the scaling such that its center remains same. So now here is the thing, we don't have to reposition it, we have to keep it on the same position. Okay, so now fixed point is center of square, so we need to perform this operation based on the things that are given to us. We just need to perform this operation so that we get two parameters where we want to fix it. Okay, 6 plus 2, and if this is the case, or if in the example properly, so you don't get confused at any stage. Okay, but हाँ, थोड़ा तो आपको you have to apply the logic. Yeah, so now what it says, as we want size half, so value of scale factor, but obviously as we have seen it in the previous lecture, that is sx equal to 0.5 and sy equal to 0.5, that is we want to make it half. Okay, and the coordinates of square, but obviously we'd be getting this thing, that is 2 2 6 2 6 6 and 2 6 to make it a square. Okay, so we'll put this thing into our matrix in the column vector form, and that will be giving us this thing. Okay, that is 2 2 1 6 2 1 6 6 1 and 2 6 1 over here. Okay, and then but obviously now we have our fixed point, whatever fixed point we were having, consider points, that is this thing, that is 4 4. Okay, 4 4 are our fixed point, so we'll put it over here 4 4, and similarly we'll apply our scaling factors over here, that is sx and sy. Put all this thing together and try to simplify it by doing this simple operation, that is 1 minus 0.5, so it'll be getting 0.5, and you try to multiply it with the neighbor whatever you have, and try to generalize it and put this thing in this form, in the very base form, and then simply multiply it with the rows whatever you have. Okay, so putting this thing together you'd be getting the final coordinates. Okay, final coordinates आपको जो मिलेंगे वो ये है, in this case that is 3 3 5 3 5 5 and 3 5. Okay, but obviously we'll spare one day for this examples also. I'll put it, if I get some time I'll like create question bank or tutorial 3 for you based on these examples, and we'll try to solve it. And then okay, so now we have the final coordinates after scaling that are given to you, that we have calculated this thing. Okay, that is 3 3 5 3 5 5 and 3 5. This is what you have to do. Okay, so yeah, so these are the things till now, and then we have one more thing over here, that is general scaling direction. Now what is this general scaling direction? But obviously till now we have seen parameter x, sx and sy was given to us, and we were trying to like scale that object along the xy direction. Okay, but now what if we want to scale that thing in some other direction? So we can but obviously do this thing. Okay, so by rotating the object to align the desired scaling direction with the coordinates before applying the scaling transformation. So we'll see this thing, how we can do this thing. Okay, so what it says is, suppose we apply scaling factor, that is s1 and s2 in direction shown in the figure. And what we do is we try to apply the following transformation. Okay, so over here what we do is perform a rotation so that direction for s1 and s2 coincides with the x and y direction. It is just saying you that whatever direction it might be, what you have to do is you have to perform a rotation so that the direction that you want to go with, you have to coincide with the x and y axis as it is shown over here. Once you perform your rotation operation, the next thing is you have to perform the scaling operation, because you want to do that particular thing with a specified scale factor. Once you do this thing, okay, based on the things that you are getting, scaling parameters to the final coordinate that you are getting, what it says, perform the opposite rotation to return to their original orientation. Okay, so you can always perform this thing based on your given requirement, based on your custom things. Then you have to just follow these simple steps that are given to you. Okay, inverse of step one. So now over here we are performing the step instead of like performing, or instead of performing it like doing the translation operation, we are now performing a rotation operation. Okay, so what, obviously, to take the inverse of rotation operation, the dimension will change. So as compared to the previous thing that we were taking the minus sign, we just need to change our dimensions over here. Okay, so now, yeah, but obviously, first of all, we have taken is the rotation thing, and we have changed it a bit. Okay, and then we have scaled it with our scaling parameter, and again what we are performing is our rotation operation. Okay, similarly, thing is to be applied, multiplication is to be done, and then whole of this thing is to be inversed. Okay, and now inverse thing is that base form that is that we have. Okay, for the rotation is this thing, that is cos sine 0 cos theta sin theta 0 minus sin theta cos theta 0 0 0 1. But now we to take its inverse, what it says is you have to change its dimensions. So this is what you have to do if you want to perform the rotation, sorry, the inverse. Then we have to change the sign in this manner. Okay, so that is what it says, and you have to put it in this way only. Okay, inverse agar iska lena hai, you have to take this thing. Okay, as compared to the previous example that was for translation, in that we tried to simply invert it. Yes, yes, previous slide. Okay, fine. So this is the basic scenario that is given to us. Okay, so now what it says is now we want to perform, or the basic thing that we want to perform is the scaling, okay, on this object. But now we don't know the direction, or suppose some direction is given to you. Okay, so instead of taking the base thing, or instead of going in that direction, what it says is you cannot perform the scaling operation in this particular thing or in this particular direction only. So what it says, if you want to perform the direction, sorry, the scaling in this direction, then what it says is, first of all, you try to rotate the object so that it coincides with the x and y axis as it is given over here. Okay, once you do this thing, and once you coincide this thing with the origin, okay, whatever things you have, you perform the rotation over here. Okay, so rotation के लिए, but obviously आपको क्या करना पड़ेगा, you need to apply that cos and sin theta. Okay, so now once you do this thing, what it says, you scale that thing with the origin. Okay, so now you perform the scaling parameters. Now you apply the scaling parameters to this thing, this pixels, the thing you have in your hand. And then once you get this thing again now, but obviously you want that scaling to be performed in that direction only, so you cannot be putting it over here. Okay, so we have to take it back to its required to that required direction, or in that particular direction. So we are again putting it back to its original orientation. So that is how we can get that particular thing in that direction only, instead of taking it in an origin direction, or performing it with x and y axis. Okay, so that is what it says. So now to perform all of this operation, what it says, you have to perform the rotation, as well as you have to perform the scaling operation, and then you have to perform the inverse of it. Okay, so now to get the inverse, because we want to take it to the previous direction, that's why we want to perform the inverse operation. Because if you don't perform it, then your the scaled thing would be on that x and y axis only, and it won't be going in the direction that you want. Okay, so that's why we need to perform the inverse of the original thing that you have rotated. Okay, because you want to take it back to that direction. Okay, this is the direction thing. Understand this thing. See, this is the initial thing that is given to you. Okay, so first of all, we have rotated it, okay, with something that can take us to the x and y axis, that is the origin. Okay, and then you are performing the scaling operation, okay, over here, and then we are putting it back to the original direction. Okay, nothing else we are doing. So that's why we need the inverse operation. Okay, so now based on that we have these three things with us, and that is what you have to perform, and that is what you have to do. Okay, so now that is what it says. You have to multiply this thing with each other, and that would be giving you this simplified, or you can say generalized equation. Okay, ये कुछ नहीं है, multiplication of each other है, nothing else. This matrix are getting multiplied with each other. You have to keep this thing for your purpose. Okay, if you want to perform it in your required direction. Okay, so but obviously is the angle between the actual scaling direction and our standard coordinate axis. Okay, that is the thing that you want to perform, with which angle you can move it to that particular original direction or to the origin. So now over here, that is what it says. Okay, so some package provide free additional transformation which are useful in certain applications. Okay, so I will put one example for this thing also, so that you get an idea that okay किया क्या हमने basically. Fine, and try to put it in your tutorial 3. Fine, so you get an idea that okay, this is the thing that we are doing. Okay, so now some package provide few additional transformation which are useful in certain applications. Okay, so two such transformation that we are having right now with us is reflection and shear. Okay, so अगर यूजीसी नेट का आपने पेपर देखा होगा तो वहां पे shear के क्वेश्चंस होंगे, रिफ्लेक्शंस के क्वेश्चंस होंगे. Okay, if you have tried it. So now we'll just see this concept, that is reflection, and then we'll stop for today's lecture, and then we'll tomorrow I'll try to like gather some examples with respect to this thing, that is rotation, scaling and all. In multiple scenario I'll try to create it for you, okay, in tutorial 3, and then we'll try to understand this thing in the tomorrow's lecture. And if it is not possible tomorrow, then we'll continue with this thing only, and then some other day we'll do it in the next week, something on Tuesday or something. Okay, so now reflection. So what it says is a reflection is a transformation that produces a mirror image of an object. That is the very basic thing that you already know. Okay, so now the mirror image for a two-dimensional reflection is generated relative to an axis of reflection by rotating the object 180 degree about the reflection axis. So it depends on you on what axis, whatever axis you want to perform your operation, you just need to rotate the object 180 degree. Okay, so we need to see the different things where we can perform this rotation operation, if it is about x-axis, or if it is about y-axis, or if it is something else. Okay, or if it is about x and y-axis both. So basic thing is that, so what it says is it gives image based on the position of axis of reflection. Transformation metrics for few positions are discussed here. Okay, so now based on this thing will be given to you in examination, where you have to perform your operation, if it is about x-axis or y-axis, or something else. Okay, so if you get this thing in your exam or in your example, you just try to follow this thing that is given over here. Okay, so now the very first thing that we have for reflection about the line. Okay, so this is our original position, and we now want it in this manner. Okay, so that is the reflected position. So now for this case, you would be getting this transformation matrix. So in this case, our y will be 0, and the x-axis where we want to perform. So the transformation would look like this. Okay, which refers with respect to axis. Okay, so now you'd be having this value in the matrix form, that is 1 0 0 0 minus 1 and 0 0 1. Okay, so that is what you have to consider in this case if the reflection is about x-axis. Okay, so what it says, this transformation keeps x value same but flips or change the sign of the y values of the coordinate position. Okay, it will flip the y values of the coordinate position. So you have to keep x value same, and you have to just change the sign of the y values, so it would be giving you the reflected position. So general transformation matrix is given to you, and you have to just follow this thing. Okay, If the reflection is about y-axis, then x will be equal to 0. The y-axis, the transformation matrix is given to you, that is minus 1, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, and 0, 0, 1. Okay, so what it says, this transformation keeps y value same, but flip the x values. Okay, this is how it will look. So you can see 1, 2, 3 over here, but over here it has been changed, that is 1, 3, 2, because you are taking the mirror image. Okay, so that is the reflection about y axis. Okay, and then that is what you have to do. And the reflection about the origin. So for reflection about origin, you have the transformation matrix that is given over here, minus 1, 0, 0, 0, minus 1, 0, and 0, 0, 1. Okay, you try to put it in your example, and what it says, this transformation flips x and y both values of the coordinate positions. Okay, the whatever positions you have, the sign will be changed in this case. Okay, because you are completely flipping it. Okay, about the origin. So now if you want to perform it about x equal to y line, see now this thing, such information will be given to you, okay, in the example. So based on that, you have to make a decision. Okay, we need to go in this direction and we have to perform this thing. Okay, but obviously coordinates will be given to you. So now for this case, you have the transformation matrix that is given over here, that is 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 0, and 0, 0, 1. Okay, if this is the case about x equal to y line. So you are also looking at the figure, you try to understand this thing, because some of you might not be getting this thing कि सर चल क्या रहा है, पता ही नहीं चल रहा है कहाँ से कौन सा switch हो रहा है, कौन सा reflect हो रहा है and all. Okay, about x axis, about y axis, about origin. What is the case? The case is also given over here, so don't get confused at this stage. Okay, and then this transformation interchange x and y values of coordinate position. So now instead of flipping the sign, instead of changing the sign, we are interchanging x and y values over here. So we get this reflected position. Okay. So now don't get confused. अगर नहीं पता चल रहा है, we'll see the example also. You will get an idea that okay, this is how it is working. And reflection about x equal to minus y line. Okay. So this is the scenario where we want to perform our reflection operation. Okay. And our original position also is also given over here, and what we want is the reflected positions. And for that you have to simply follow this transformation matrix, okay, with the homogeneous coordinates. So you just try to understand this thing, else are the simple thing that you have to follow in each and every example. Okay, so over here we have 0, minus 1, and minus 1, 0. Okay, so now this transformation interchange x and y value of coordinate positions. Okay, and that is what you have to follow. So based on the thing that is given to you, based on the thing that you want to perform, you just take this thing and perform the operation with the transformation matrix. And the resultant thing, what obviously you will be getting is the reflected positions. Okay, don't worry if you are not getting it, you will get this thing once we'll see the example. Don't worry, थोड़ा लगेगा अभी, but once you perform all of this thing by yourself, you'll get okay, this are the very basic and simple thing, and we can easily score good marks in CG. Okay, yeah, so that is it for today. And yeah, but obviously like with these PPTs are saving our time, because everything is going in a very good manner, and we do not have to write down this thing on the board or something, and you can side by side do this thing in your notebook also. You are getting confused at any stage. Okay, yeah, derivations won't come from this unit, so don't worry about it, but derivation will be there from the second unit. Okay, that was the derivation for DD algorithm, for Bresenham or midpoint circle generation or array generation. So whatever derivations are there in that unit, you just try to solve it and put it in your notebook, and then you can simply refer it for your examination also. Okay, yeah, so that's it for today. I'll stop sharing my screen, and yeah, you can now resume your work.